It's a it's a it's a
Mm.
lyric from a freestyle I'll never release. But
I'm
anyway,
pretty sure that should go viral if you keep repeating that shit.
how your neck look naked.
Like, cause niggas gonna be risen saying that shit. They gonna be like, "Yo, your neck looking a little naked right now. You might put some hickeys on that motherfucker real quick." You know
Nah,
what I'm
see,
talking?
you making it weird. I
Yeah,
still don't know what Riz means, bro. Niggas been saying that recently. Like,
it's basically
I
just
don't get
game.
it.
It's game. It's like spitting game. Basically, it's just a
Wait, what? Okay, no, my friend actually just told me that a couple days ago. I should have remembered.
yeah.
But yeah, anyways, this is Should Have Been Ken. Y'all already know how we know. Should Have Been Ken podcast, episode three. Third time's a charm. Last episode, we had technical difficulties. First episode, we had no idea what we was doing. So, third episode, it's all coming full circle. We dressed just looking cute as always. About to talk about some serious stuff, maybe, or just chill. I don't know. What's been up with you, Bird?
Shit, same shit, different day. That's gonna be the motto every time. Like I said, niggas is just working hard. I'm actually just getting off work doing this shit, so I'm
Okay.
still blessed to be here and still doing my thing. But how about you, my guy? What you been up to?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I've been learning a lot from this new friend I have, and
Hmm.
she's been she's kind of like reopening me up to certain experiences, and I'm really grateful for that. So,
That's dope. That's dope. Shit. Hey, what you been learning now? Like,
anyways, no, I'm just playing. I'll just play. Nah, like it's just like I guess over the winter and just in general recently, I've had some experiences where it's kind of made me feel like maybe certain people don't handle affection well. If you want to like get real deep with it, so like
hmm
sometimes I'm a culprit of that too, which is why I know. So like sometimes people like be really one way towards me, and because
hmm
it's usually not like that, I'm like, wait, what? What are you doing? But for me, when I actually put myself out there, sometimes it's kind of reciprocated in like a weird light. It's like, wait, because some people are used to that, or some people just don't know how to react to it. So that causes some people to maybe move further away.
hmm
Or, but with this friend in particular, it's like the exact opposite. And she's like my twin. Like, it's really weird, Paris. I've never met someone that is so much like me. It's actually scary. It's like there's two
Uh,
Jalen's in a room. Imagine two Jalen's in a room. It's not, it's terrifying. It's actually
nigga,
terrifying.
you niggas will literally laugh at each other.
No,
That's what it
it's
end up being.
like literally if you were there, you would like I can't even explain it. It's something you have to just see for yourself. But
I would love to witness two fucking Jalen's in the same room with two different genders on top of that. So
it's crazy. It's crazy. It's quite the
that's
personality.
I mean, that's your doppelganger whole time, maybe. So you never know.
Never know. But yeah,
Mm.
it's just been cool because like just once again reinstilling the idea that just keep on being me and everything else will
Yeah,
fall into place. You know.
that's true because everything does happen for a reason, and like I said, we never forget that part. So definitely, I 100% agree. But you know, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, previous episode. If y'all watched it, hope y'all enjoyed it. This time, I guess we supposed to be talking about the dark humor episode because we did tell y'all about that last
You
episode.
don't say we. That was all you. You looking forward to this topic.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
just a little introduction. I feel like these first three episodes were all just like introduction episodes, just getting to know us. And then I feel like
Hmm.
later episodes will probably actually start talking about like
Getting to the
real
point. Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, getting to the point. That's like,
Yeah.
we got the little prologue. But yeah,
Hmm.
I guess today we can talk about senses of humor. So that's an interesting topic. For me personally, um, I guess my sense of humor is very I don't even know how to explain it really. It's very specific. Like it's silly at times, but you know, Parrish's sense of humor is a bit different, which I guess is the entertainment for today because
I'm
I don't
already.
even have words for it. I don't even have words for it sometimes. But I'd actually like to tell the story. I'd actually like to tell the story of how I discovered what your sense of humor was like. So since you were telling all the stories last time,
Right, it's your turn right
so
now.
back at Shoot Apartment, me and Parrish will of course talk about everything and anything. My camera look like I'm in a sauna right now, hot. But anyways, me and Parrish, we talked about anything, everything, and eventually, we started sharing memes as any good friend would. So Parrish one day, excuse me, shows me a video of a dude jumping from a. It's so terrible. By the way, viewer discretion is advised, and if you have mental health issues, please go see someone serious. We are not at all
Yeah,
making fun of the context of the situation, but the video, the video was it was a. This is so bad. I'm about to cut this out. It's so bad because I'm just. It's so bad. There's no good way to present this video. Like it's gonna make us look like terrible people.
this this is
It's like
listen,
there's no good way to present this at all.
man, listen. This is an environment, viewers. This is an environment where you can get away from sensitivity. We are not sensitive people at all, but we do, have consideration for others. So, like Jayla was saying, viewer discretion is advised. If you have any mental health issues, please, try to seek help. And if you know you do, like, don't just sit there and allow yourself to be consumed by your mental health because it can take a toll on you. But this shit, listen, it's those type of situations where the situation is funny, but it's not at the same time. And now
The
y'all know what I'm talking
situation
about.
isn't what's funny. It's what you take away from the situation that
Yes.
is can be found funny by certain twisted individuals such as ourselves. So I'm trying to hold back laughter right now. That's just so terrible. So I guess the center point. I guess I can just cut to here since now we're just going around circling. We didn't say anything too bad. But
Mm.
Parrish's sense of humor is very dark, and
Oh
my
yeah.
sense of humor can be influenced by his at times. Videos such as the man falling off the building but not dying and limbs being scattered all over the place like Play-Doh. The the video of the man, it was actually a scene from a movie called, oh my gosh, I
I think
figured
I know
out what
what you
movie it
talk
was
about.
from. It was Constantine, the live action version of Constantine. Shout
Yeah.
out to Keanu Reeves, by the way. Didn't know he was in that movie until I watched it. But yeah, this dude's like walking into a desert and he gets sideswept by the car.
Bruh.
And then he was crying. Paris was crying, laughing at that. I'll never forget that.
I was folded in that back fucking room, bruh. Is bruh, when I first saw that, I don't know what the fuck possessed me to watch a compilation of people getting hit by fucking cars.
Like only
But
Parrish. Only Parrish.
but listen, bruh. If this shit made Nakai laugh, this is what one of our coworkers that was like the big sister of that job. I swear to God. If this shit made Nakai laugh, you know that shit was funny because what made it so funny, if y'all seen Constantine, if y'all go see the scene, there was no buildup. This
There was
motherfucker is
none at
casually
all.
walking through the desert in that car. It was a fucking muscle car. It had to been going at least 120 because of how
Yeah.
fast it took that nigga. And when what was so funny is not the fact that he got hit. Well, that shit was funny, but when I guess he ran into a rock or some shit, the back end of the fucking car went so far up till it was damn near vertical.
Mm.
And you just see this motherfucker on the hood stretched out. You just see this motherfucker on the hood stretched out, back all out, and every fucking thing just stretched.
Wait, what was so terrible is I straight up asked you, I was like, Paris, if this happened to you, would you be laughing? You'd be like, yep,
Yes.
I'd be laughing to the ER.
If I'm
I'm like,
conscious,
word.
Listen, if I'm conscious, I'm laughing at that shit, but I'm being pain at the same time, like on some Joker shit. I ain't cap, no cap.
That is psychotic, high key.
Listen, I've gotten hurt plenty of times to end up laughing at my fucking self because of how funny the situation was.
That's
But
true. That's true.
like dead ass, this all you hear is glass and impact, and the the fucking car was up and it just crash landed back down, and you just see nothing but fucking dust. And I'm like, who the fuck just decided like we're gonna make a scene where we don't hear shit? This guy's casually walking, and then boom, this fucking car just hits this motherfucker. Like to the point where you know he's instantly dead.
Yeah.
And the way they executed that scene was genius. Cause I don't know how the fuck you could fake a scene like that.
Was shut up. No,
Like, oh god,
the guy you want him to really be hurt. That's your
nah,
problem.
I don't want the nigga to be hurt, bro. That should have killed you dead, bro.
I forgot the context of the scene, but basically like the dude was there was like this rogue demon or something, or it was like an accomplice of Satan or something crazy. Because Constantine is about like angels, devils, all that stuff. And the dude had possessed the dude that walked like got hit by the car. He got had like possessed him or something. So I think the dude in the car tried to kill him or something, and just full force, just yeah.
Well, this is my question. You think that demon left that nigga body as soon as he got
No, I don't remember. I fell asleep watching that movie. It was very boring,
bruh, that scene wasn't boring, nigga, because I was in stitches. And bruh, even Nakai was cracking up. Shout out to Nakai if you watched this,
it
bro.
is a pretty funny scene. It is a pretty funny scene.
But bruh, I was in the back, bro. I just remember Jalen and we was in the back. This was I think it was like we was heading towards our final days at Street Apartment when this was going on.
Yeah. When we were working in the back the whole every day, just organizing shoes, listening to music.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that shit was lit, bro. We had an
that was
assembly
the
line going back
best.
there,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
We had
Yes,
a whole
sir.
motherfucking assembly line, bro. I'm just past this nigga's shoes. He tossed them up there like it's nothing.
Yep. Which is
So
backwards because you're the tall one, but besides the point.
it was vice versa. We did it. It was whoever did it first, nigga. But
Yeah.
we used to even do it our own. So, but yeah, bro, I was in that back. I'm holding on to the cart, about to flip the cart, bro. I'm about to I'm literally folded, fucked up, laughing at that shit. And Jalen is laughing with me. I never heard Jalen laugh that hard because I don't know if he was just reacting to me or the scene or if it was both. But bruh, we shared some fucking laughs back there, bruh. And oh, he's about to say something, bro.
I was just gonna say, sense of humor, dark as my ass. That's about it. That's about it.
Oh, bruh. And listen, nigga, I laughed at some fucked up shit.
I
Oh
know. And
God.
then the third scene I remember is from Insidious. It was from one of the Insidious movies, and it was that old lady that like
No,
dropped down the flight of stairs. You know what I'm talking
no,
about?
no. That wasn't Insidious. She played on Insidious. That was The Grudge.
The Grudge. Okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what happened? I don't remember what was the scene.
So basically she was in the fucking nut house because the grudge, the whole demon, possesses drives people fucking insane. So after she killed her husband, she was in a nut house. So she was in a wheelchair and casually, just rolling around, the facility, and she happens to go and to the flight of stairs.
Mm.
So she gets out her wheelchair, or I don't know if she's in her wheelchair walking, whatever. She ends up in the fucking stairwell and she had to walk for like a good minute. She wanted to make sure she was fucked up. So she walked up the flight of stairs and then she just looks down and all of a sudden, and I remember seeing this shit in the movies too. I was fucking cracking up in the theater. It's only me laughing at that motherfucker. Everybody like, oh shit, like just flabbergasted.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
my black ass in the
You
background
the only one dying
crying.
laughing.
And she just
Sir.
falls down like a whole, like just falling to the fucking base level, and she hits her neck at the edge. and it makes this loud ass cracking sound, and she's ragdolling till she hits the bottom of the fucking. She hits the bottom, hitting the floor, slapping the floor. It sounded like somebody dropped a bag of fucking apples. She just splattered. And the shit was already funny, but the fact that the shoe came off and was flipping like 100 fucking times was what fucked me up. And then it jumps to the scene where there's a little girl holding a teddy bear witnessing this shit.
How is that funny to you? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Like, I'll like laugh just because he's laughing, but this man, like, he finds the entire setting hilarious.
Bruh, it was bad fucking timing because why the fuck did the little girl have to witness this shit?
Oh my gosh.
Traumatizing her. Bruh, she was traumatized. Bruh, I'm laughing so hard I'm fucking lightheaded, bruh. I can't even feel my face.
Stupid.
But, bruh, the fact, like, listen, when you making a movie, all this shit is in greater detail, especially when it comes to directing. Listen, I'm not the fucked up person. The director is fucked up for saying, you know what, let's just put a little girl in this fucking scenario, just for shits and giggles. To witness an old woman busting her fucking head, breaking her neck, and killing herself, like, just just to that point. Like,
Mm.
it's not me. I didn't make the fucking movie.
So
The
you
scenario,
blame the directors, not
yes,
your sense of humor. That's interesting.
I do actually,
This man's
because
trying to
even I
gaslight.
wouldn't listen. If I was to make a movie, right, and I know I will soon, one of these days, I'm not
Absolutely.
gonna say I'm gonna put a little girl to witness somebody getting fucking murdered or killing themselves. Like, maybe not, to add a little more, a little more, you know, reality to it, because shit like that does happen.
It does.
But the utter shock in this little girl's face after she just seen this woman break her fucking neck.
This
And
like this is so bad. I need you to know how evil that was when you said it. Like after that evil laugh was just so menacing.
listen, bruh, listen, I think it stems from just being silly in general, like just personality wise, because
Facts.
my mother, my mother, I remember one time we was in church. We was in a church. I forgot what we were there for, but I remember vividly we was there, like, this is like on a weekend. And I
Mm,
think this is around the time my mom was getting married to my stepfather.
mm,
And I think they were trying to plan a wedding at, my home church, at the time. And we were sitting on the balcony because it's an old ass church. The fucking office is like next to the balcony, like it's a doorway. And it's me and my sister. I'm sitting down, mind you. This balcony is like slanted as fuck, and my sister is running around. I don't know what she's doing, and I'm telling her to sit down, like stop running around. And my mom comes out the office after speaking with the pastor, and she she said, "Girl, sit down before you be all fucked around and flipped your ass off the balcony." I'm like, "Ma, it's like we in church." And she forgot that fast, because my mom is much better now, but she forgot that fast that she was in church, because I guess she was worried about my sister. And mind you, the end of the balcony, like where the border is, like to prevent people from falling off the shit, wasn't but like 2.5 feet tall. So the shit was dangerous. And my sister, you know, she running around and shit, playing around. I'm telling her to sit down, and I guess my mom heard her running around, and she said that shit, and I'm just laughing my ass off because I just vividly imagine my own sister flipping off the fucking balcony, even though like it's fucked up, but it's the fact that just seeing that shit would have been shocking. But like I know,
yeah,
like
you're not doing a great job explaining yourself right now. I'm just letting you know.
listen, it's fucked up. I ain't gonna cap. It's fucked up. But just imagine, like, my imagination is so vivid And you know, when it comes to like seeing some shit happen, and when she said it, it's like it just I just saw it. And it's like watching a fucking movie. And you know, so of course, you know, like of course it didn't happen. And you know, it's all fiction, but the fact that she said that, and I'm imagine my goofy ass sister doing because she is clumsy. Imagine her doing that shit. And mind you, that balcony was pretty high. That shit was a good 20 feet up in the air.
Mm.
And I could just imagine my sister busting her ass and surviving. I didn't imagine no death. See, like that's the thing. When you think of dark humor, you don't think about death, or you just think about what just fucking happened. And you know, I guess that better explains, you know, why I laugh at the most fucked up shit. I don't think about, you know, death. I just think about, you know, the fucking scenario.
Yeah, it's the
Mm.
like literal what you're seeing, not what like is deep
Yeah.
or yeah. There's no
Yeah,
deeper
like what
meaning
could
to it.
like cause and effect type of deal. It's nothing
Right,
like
right,
that.
right. I feel you. So you
It's what
probably laugh your ass off at what's that movie series? Final Destination.
oh yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah. Nigga,
sure.
oh yeah. You think I did it?
Yeah.
Bro,
You
when the
proud of
fucking
it.
like who hasn't laughed? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one laughed at that shit, bro. Like
Those movies are just silly. It's like
it's like
the butterfly effect, like the smallest instances that cause everything else just to go to hell. It's crazy.
oh god. Cause first of all, on the fifth one, the one when the bridge collapsed, who fucking thinks of we gonna get a fucking tar tank while this nigga hanging on the edge of the fucking bridge. That shit finna dump and spill on this motherfucker, covering his whole body in hot tar. And tar can get fucking hot. And the way this nigga screamed added insult to injury to my dark humor. And I'm just crying. Cause but so it's like people getting crushed by fucking cars falling off the fucking bridge. Fucking fucking cable bases knocking niggas off the bridges. Tar tanks, you know, burning niggas up. Niggas in buses crash landing into the fucking water. Just all types of shit. But my all time, um, I feel like I'm taking over the fucking podcast. But my my all time, like, you know, favorite Final Destination kill is what got niggas, you know, paranoid to this very day was when that big ass log fell off that truck and end up busting through that fucking windshield and
I've
taking that
never
nigga head
watched
off.
any of these movies, so I'm just taking your description for
Well,
granted.
it was the second one. They was on a
Mm.
highway. It was just a clusterfuck of incidents, basically. And like I said, I know you've seen the memes where they be like, "See, this is why I don't fucking drive by log trucks." That's because of
No,
Final
I have
Destination
not,
2.
but I believe
All right, well, if you look them bitches up,
you.
them log trucks, bro. Because I feel like shit like that can happen, bro. That log bounced just high enough, and this nigga slamming on his brakes, and the fucking log came through the windshield and just took this
So
nigga
the
head
log
clean off.
truck was driving in front of him then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like kind of in front of him, but kind of to the side of him. Because you know logs they fall to the side on them trucks.
It is weird driving behind one, even not even just the log trucks, but
The
the big tow
semis.
trucks. Yeah, the semi that got
Mhm.
like all the mini cars behind them. It's like if one thing goes wrong, it's over. It's
Oh yeah,
case.
you're fucked. You're
Yeah,
fucked.
there's
That's why I
nothing
keep
you
my
can do about
distance.
it.
I keep my distance, or I speed past them one. But yeah, shit like that.
Do you
Yeah,
feel
that's
like do you feel like dark humor is going to become more of a pastime with cancel culture being our culture right now, I guess, and like people becoming more sensitive as generations go on?
To be honest, I don't think so because even when cancel culture is still going on, people still make the darkest fucking jokes. So I feel like dark humor will never die because it's literally still people making TikToks about the shit. You know what I'm saying? So
It's true.
you can't cancel everything, you
Mm.
know? So that's why I feel like cancel culture is fucking stupid because, you know, sometimes like that's the whole point. That's where comedy came from. If you really think about it, comedy originated from the fucked up situations that you go through or that everybody goes through, and you turn them into jokes. So
And you make light
therefore,
of it.
right, you make light of the situation. So therefore, it'll be easier for you to get through it. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you really think about it, I know a lot of things. Comedy is all about perspective. Some people think certain shit is funny. Some people think, other shit is funny. You
It's
know,
subjective, yeah.
right. So you can't cancel perspective. Just like
Hmm.
how everything is about a spectrum now when it comes to identity.
Right.
You can't cancel some shit that identify somebody's personality as what they see fit as far as being funny or not funny. Like that's contradicting.
Mm.
So that's why I feel like cancel culture won't be a thing for long, and dark humor and comedy will be a thing forever. Because, like I said, it all depends on your perspective of anything. Whether it's comedy, whether it's identity, whether it's anything, whatever you prefer. So I feel like it's fucked up to try to like completely cancel a group of people that has the same perspective of certain shit just because you feel another group feels a certain type of way. Everybody has their differences, but that's what makes the world go round. Our differences.
I feel like a
So
lot of people don't understand that. Not even going past dark humor, and we've talked about this plenty of times. But what the
yeah.
world as a community of people, conversation is key. It's important to getting to know one another and actually understanding one another is how relationships grow. It's how
Hmm.
we grow as people. And
Right.
I've really begun to appreciate that in my most recent years of life. Even the other day, I just walked up to, I didn't even know it was my classmate from far away, but when I got closer, I realized it was. And I was like, but prior, I was like, whoever's sitting at this table, I'm gonna just walk up to him and start a conversation. So I had
Hmm.
my lunch, literally just went up to her, ended up being my classmate. We just chilled, ate lunch together. And even I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I just do this sometimes because a lot of people nowadays are really shy and they just don't want to take the initiative. And it's so funny because I was that person for the first 15
Hmm.
years of my life. But then it was like after COVID, it feels like everyone that was an introvert before
Hmm.
COVID and afterwards, like it flipped and then vice versa. Because I noticed
Right.
like a lot of people say they were extroverts prior to COVID. And then afterwards, they're like, yeah, now I'm shy. I don't know how to socialize or something like that. But for me, it was the opposite. So it's very
Hmm.
interesting how certain situations like that, the epidemics or pandemic has changed the way that we move as a society in a lot of different ways. A lot
Hmm.
of different ways.
Yeah, man. Like with this, like I feel like quarantine really fucked niggas up. You know, because we were so isolated from each other for a while, and you know then you got kids growing up during this pandemic. It's well, during the pandemic, but it's like I feel like it was getting. Remember how I was telling you how technology makes people socially awkward anyway?
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
for
like
sure.
I feel like quarantine kind of amplified that because we were just strictly you know we were strictly prone to technology, because that's all we had. You
Yeah.
know, because imagine if I say if technology was to fail, like nothing was working during the quarantine, I feel like more people would have actually been more social with each other, than anything. And plus, we wouldn't have been able to really keep up to date with anything. So naturally, we would have been able to socialize with each other, in the outside world because we have no choice. But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I definitely feel it. I feel, like I said, it's gonna get to a point where it's possibly gonna get worse as far as how people socialize, because there's nothing wrong with being shy, and staying to yourself. But I feel like you still have to have that skill to be socially compatible in a way because when you're not, then it kind of makes it hard for you to kind of have a life with because socializing isn't included in your life, so
But
it'll be
that's
hard.
but that's the thing. It feels like the world now is shifting towards a social mechanism where to
Hmm.
be social may not even be necessary in order to really succeed or even really do much. With technology being this the central connecting everything, right? For
Hmm.
example, the switch to Zoom. People don't have to learn how to do face to face interviews anymore. People don't even have to put pants on for interviews. You know, like you
Yeah.
can just walk with your trunk swinging out and get the job right there. Like it's a difference in presentation. It's also a
Mm-hmm.
difference in how you carry yourself, how you go about your days.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just interesting. Because if the way we talk is through texting, the way we
Mm-hmm.
call it, the way we speak is through calling, and we only communicate digitally, then eventually as time goes on, like you're saying, it's only going to get worse. So then it gets to a point where who is left that has these communication skills? Why would we continue going off of the old way of communicating when the world is going to see this as more efficient? Because technology is technology. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the robots now that can like draw complete comics on its
Yeah.
own? It's like
Yeah.
scary. And artists are worried that they're going to lose their jobs and stuff because it's like, why would we hire artists when this robot can draw it for us?
Yeah, it's gonna get to a point where humans basically ain't gonna have a purpose on this earth if they keep improving technology because we solely depend on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But after a while, I feel like certain shit isn't supposed to happen. That's why I say everything happens for a reason. Because if you notice, like I think you were referring to, was it the how the AIs can generate, um art, like say for example, if Spider-Man was to live back in the 1920s or the Avengers, like all that. I don't know if you've been seeing that,
Yeah.
but how it can generate literally everything. Like it's like it can basically display your imagination.
Yeah.
People actually have not been liking that. And
Yeah.
see, that's why I say certain shit ain't meant to happen. So eventually, it'll, with laws of nature and everything else, it's not gonna, like, life itself is not gonna allow certain things to happen. And I feel like technology really isn't a part of life itself as far
Mm.
as it, being natural. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't see it. I see it failing, but at the same time, I do see it taking a toll on society alone. Because it's honestly like all this shit that we have now, you know, it can doom humanity. It really can. So like I said, I feel like, people nowadays should teach themselves now to not be dependent upon technology. Because if we was to lose all this shit, then
What are you
what is your
doing?
skill?
I
Like what
think
do you
about that so often when I walk into a room or a classroom and everyone's on their phone. I think
Mhm.
about, I'm like, if we didn't have phones right now, would we all be talking to each other? Like,
Yeah.
would we all be making friends right now? Like, it's just so creepy almost sometimes when I walk on a train or like
Mhm.
anywhere really. And it's like
Everybody got these motherfuckers.
everybody looking down to a point where it's like you don't even see what's in front of you. It's
Right.
deep. It's deep.
Yeah, that's true. But we quick to record some shit though. We definitely
Oh
quick.
no.
But that's why I don't agree with the metaverse, because to be honest, that shit is going to lead to damnation too. Because it's getting to a point where niggas is talking about you'll be able to work in the metaverse, you'll be able to go to
Hmm.
school in the metaverse,
I still
you'll
don't
be able to
understand
shop.
like how that works. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hey, bro, technology is evolving every single day, so you'll be surprised. But yeah, but like I said, all of this stuff, it interferes with your own perspective. Like people don't know how to think for themselves. And
Mm.
this is going back, to perspectives and dark humor and all of that. It interferes with that because people don't think for themselves. People don't get both sides of the stories when it comes to the bullshit that's going on in the world. It's like we're guinea pigs. We're whatever we see, we go for. When somebody say some shit, everybody believes it off rip. Nobody like really takes time to actually, you know, take time to actually get analysis or any data or
Yeah, no one
anything.
likes to research. They just like to speak because now social media allows for us to just have a podium and say whatever they have to say. But I've been saying this for so long. I feel like everybody has the right to speak, but not everyone should be taken seriously. Because sometimes,
Honestly.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you was about to say something, bro? I don't even mean to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say sometimes people just out of pocket, you know.
Yeah. And like I said, it fucks up everything because people don't have reliable sources to base their judgment off of or their opinions. So it's like, what the fuck am I sitting here wasting my time? That's why I don't waste my time arguing with people because nobody thinks with logic anymore. They think about everything is about their emotion and how they feel and their perspective of it. Most things should be based off, because don't get me wrong, you're entitled to your opinion, but at the same time, opinions go to a certain extent. If I was to say, oh, oranges, and I'm not colorblind, I could say oranges is fucking red because I see that it's red. The fucking orange is not red. It's orange. It's literally orange. That's what it's named after. Like, there's a difference between facts and opinions, and all these perspectives is completely diluting, what people see as facts. And I'm like, yo, just like that whole water is wet scenario. But we not gonna get into that because that's a
You
big ass
so
argument.
stupid.
That shit
Do
too.
you think
But
water is not wet?
water is fucking wet. I don't give a fuck
Okay,
what
okay.
nobody says.
I'm glad we're on the
I
same
don't,
page.
no, like, cause like nah, like, cause like, first of all, like that's another thing.
Water is like the substance of wet, though. Why wouldn't it be wet?
Exactly, it's fucking hydro, like
They
literally.
literally, yeah.
But I swear to God, I have gotten into so many fucking debates with people regarding that. Like, first of all, then what if water isn't wet? Then what the fuck is wet?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
They talking
much.
about, no, if you stick it, water cannot wet itself. Well, duh, nigga, it's
It's
water.
water.
If it dries, that means it evaporated. So, like, if you stick your fucking hand in water, is your hand wet? Yes. If I drop my phone in fucking water and that shit stopped working, guess what happened to it? It got damaged because the shit got wet. So when your hand is submerged in water, your hand is not wet. When you take it out, now it's wet. I'm like, Brody, regardless, the shit is wet. If I dump a fucking bucket of water on you, guess what? You got wet. You're still out in the open. You have to dry. But guess what? You got wet, didn't you? When you dried off, the shit evaporated. So it's like, and what's crazy is this shit originated from a motherfucker that was high.
That's hysterical. That's
This shit,
hysterical.
like the original video, this motherfucker was geeked out his mind, eyes red as a motherfucker, red as the fucking Kool-Aid man. And he talk about, bruh, water ain't wet, bruh. If you really think about it, when you stick something in water, it's technically not wet. It's just submerged in water. It's wet as soon as you pull it out, bro. No. And then
That
the
like
other month,
literally doesn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And I swear to God, people have went die hard on that fucking debate, and I'm like, bro, this world cannot be this fucking stupid.
You'd be
Like, for real.
surprised. You'd be
It is
surprised.
crazy. It is crazy, bro. It's like I said, bro. This perspective shit really got, like, it's like motherfuckers swear they be woke. That's another thing. That fake woke shit make niggas sound extra stupid. Like, on God, like, it is so much that this world, like, we just have this, like, we're like flooded with entitlement, that
Mm,
because entitlement includes perspective, point of views and all types of shit like that.
yeah.
It includes that. So when you're in America and you're prone to all this fucking entitlement, it like brainwashes people
To making
to
them
the
believe that whatever you think to a certain degree is correct.
exactly. And you can have every fucking reliable source in the book to prove to these motherfuckers, it will not change their mind. That's the sad part. You can teach people and have reliable sources and make them research it, and they still research it and they still won't change their mind. And I'm like, yeah, at this point, this is just pure ignorance. Because What the fuck? Like, this is the fact that y'all going these like that whole water is wet situation. That is not a reliable source. Listen to another motherfucker that's high on
Listening to
trees,
a dude under substance is just ridiculous.
inebriated as fuck, and y'all listen to this nigga. And in the comment sections, y'all might argue about this shit, but we are not gonna reply to that shit. I'm just gonna put
Watch
that
this
out.
be the first episode that blows up, and it's gonna be because of this debate.
It could be, but like I said, I ain't saying shit because it'd be pointless arguing with the niggas.
He's like, I'm gonna just let y'all be stupid. I'm gonna sit my ass down.
Nah, I ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna let y'all be great. That's what niggas is saying. I'm gonna let y'all be great. Y'all believe what y'all want to believe, but guess what? When you're in water, you're still wet. Cause guess what? Try breathing underwater. See how that shit work out for you. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But
Pretty much.
like I said, but yeah, all that perspective shit all goes back to my humor and shit. It's dark. I ain't gonna cap. The shit is dark,
It do be
but
dark.
hey, bro, the darkest humor, in my opinion, and see, this is my opinion, be the funniest, and many people can agree with me because it's all about perspective.
I
You
feel like
know,
what other sense of humor though really if I had to, I don't know. I don't when I on the top of my head when I think of senses of humor, I
hmm
guess I think of lighthearted stuff, I guess, like really the really wholesome memes like kitties, licking
yeah,
another kitten or something, right? And then you have dark humor, obviously, which is the other end of the spectrum.
hmm
And then I guess like sexual humor, is that a thing?
sexual humor, yeah, that exists. Like dirty jokes,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
Stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, that
And
exists.
then
Yeah, that should be funny too.
true,
That should be
true.
funny as fuck. Hmm
You would yourself as a sex alien, you would find that, funny as hey, the antennas are out. Now y'all know where it came from.
Yes, but nah, bro. Like I know you seen memes all the fucking time where they talk about females coming home drunk and all types of shit, and they be horny as shit. And I seen this TikTok. It's plenty of them. Shit, they be like, "Oh, that dick better be up," and they be having a manly fucking voice and shit. Like, cause they be on demon time. Like, they be on demon time, and like, the nigga, in the bed, scared for his life, cause he like, what the fuck this bitch about to do to me? Like, so yeah, like it's all types of jokes. Jokes expand, through, whether it's dark, whether it's sexual, whether it's corny as shit, whether it's, lighthearted and wholesome, or whether it's clever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's sense of humor goes a long way. And if you hear my Xbox party, bruh, you talk about dark humor and sexual jokes, nigga, bruh. Listen, I'm not trying to get this shit demonetized, but do you know how many I'm gonna say how many sexual assault jokes there are? Like, oh, I just
I'm definitely cutting that out.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna say the word. I'm not gonna say the word because I guess the R word is just that bad, even though it shouldn't be, because it's a term, it's something that happens.
hmm
But and it's
hmm
not basically sexual. That
hmm
word can mean other things. Like it's when you forcefully take something. I could forcefully rob a motherfucker.
Definitely
Yeah.
cutting this out. Definitely
But
cutting
no,
this
but
out.
like, not for real. No, for real. That's the actual definition. It goes a long way. But that, like, how many jokes and how many niggas joke about that, and for some odd reason, niggas laugh so hard at it. They be like, bro, like, what the fuck, like, or you drugging somebody? Like, people laugh at shit like that.
People do laugh at that. Yeah, and that's pretty dark.
It's pretty,
That's like real,
yeah. It's
like
pitch
real.
black dark humor, nigga. Like,
Yeah, there's like dark humor and then there's pitch black dark humor. Yeah, there's definitely levels to it.
oh god.
When
But
I
like
think
I
of
said,
that, yours is probably somewhere in between, but you're not full pitch black. I don't think. I would hope not.
I can get there,
Oh my
but
god.
I could definitely get there, nigga. You know how many prison assault jokes niggas be making on TikTok, on Vine?
Oh my god.
When
On
Vine was,
Vine. I'm about to
Yeah,
say Vine is not a thing no more.
it's not, but shit. That's where really the dark jokes really expanded from them fucking vines and dank memes.
Vine was hilarious. I don't care what no
Vi-
one said. Vine was like the best social media, bro.
Vine was a wholesome slash hilarious slash dark as fuck. Like because it's like that's where like it's like that's where we had our freedom. That's where Vine really like, was
Yeah.
like the gateway to like, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, all other shit, you know, where people was able to that's how comedians became comedians.
You remember Jerry Perpjank? And
Yes.
bro, he was like a pioneer. Like it was him, King Batch, um, other
But you know
people. I'm
what
trying to
what
remember.
inspired those racial ass jokes?
Hmm.
The Boondocks.
Mmm.
The
Another
Boondocks.
classic.
The Boondocks inspired those racial ass jokes because of Uncle Ruckus.
Yo, Uncle Ruckus is hilarious.
And they still making
You,
memes about that
he
nigga to
said
this very day.
he said you're a porch monkey. That junk had me that had me sense when I heard that. But
Oh god.
when I think when the way we're talking, like you're explaining dark humor now, I've never seen it from this perspective. But
Hmm.
there actually is like it actually is kind of beautiful in a way to be able
Yeah.
to turn situations that are usually very morbid and kind of see a side of them that you don't see normally. In a way, it's
Yeah.
like actually kind of a positive thing depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I never thought of it like that before.
Cause like don't get me wrong. Like not everything is fucking funny. Like viewers don't get it fucked up. Like because it's been people that post shit that shouldn't be condoned. Like for example, I just seen a video of I don't know if you know who King Von is, but the Shade Room on Instagram, King Von's son, because King Von he had died, rest in peace to him. But King Von's son, I guess, he was just being recorded. His mom is recording this on top of that, just abusing this little dog. Just beating up on the dog. Mind you, this baby like about 2 years old. He's a toddler.
What?
And he doesn't know any better.
I thought you were gonna say like he's like 16. He's a
No, 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 no.
baby.
Yeah, but see, that's another thing. They be exploiting these fucking kids thinking that shit is cute. And see, certain shit you don't condone. Now he's actually like, the kid doesn't know any better. But see, that's where the parents come in. And mind you, this goes all the way back to episode 1 of how parents should be a role model. And instead of being, just a parent, or just, existing.
Yeah.
And the baby, just beating up on the poor little dog, and she just recording him doing it.
Wow.
And she telling him to stop or whatever, but she's not correcting the situation. First of all, I feel like you can't record everything. You can't record everything. Because like I said, what if wherever she stay at, CPS was on that type of time and they came and got, her child for
Yeah.
recording every fucking thing. You can't
Yeah.
record everything. And like I said, and another thing, I've been seeing it's real fucked up. I've been seeing these grown ass women shaking their ass either in front of their kids or in front of somebody else's kids. Like
Okay, that's actually very disturbing. It's very
it is
disturbing.
disturbing because these are babies. That's some pedophile shit. Why are you shaking your ass in front of these little ass kids?
Yeah.
Like dead ass. Like I seen them twerk on the fucking like little boys and shit.
I'm just like, is that are they strippers or
No, they're not strippers.
so
Maybe
they're
some
just
of them,
like
but regardless,
normal?
even if they were strippers or not, that shit
It
is
doesn't
not.
justify it. I'm just trying to figure out in my mind where do they think what?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like
Like
you
I
just come
said,
over for a house party and you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna throw it back over to me. Like I just don't get
these are little kids, bro.
like
Like
that's just
this, like
beyond me.
that shit ain't no humor at all. Because, like I said, what the fuck are y'all doing? That's number one. Because can you imagine if grown ass niggas was serenading a little girl? They'll be so infuriated by that shit. They'll be
Yeah.
so infuriated, and that's why I feel like people need to stop. with the
with the
bullshit,
double
with the double
standard.
standards.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because if I was to see the grown man serenading a little girl and I think that shit is funny, I'm gonna interfere. I'm the type of nigga that's gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all nigga? Like, I might beat you the fuck up then and there because first of all, that's the weirdest shit that anybody could ever bear witness. And as far as these females doing that shit, like I said, I'm the type of the jack your ass up. I will grab you and literally yell at you, like, and point at the child, like this is a fucking kid. Like, get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't even
and
get
then
where
you
it
got
comes from. It's just beyond me.
it is shit is beyond me too. But like I said, we really got to stop doing this shit and sexualizing children, whether they boys or girls. These are children at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You got mothers dressing, they kids up to look like grown ass men. You got parents out here dressing their little girls up to look like grown ass women.
Yeah, and
That shit takes it.
that's the yeah, that can lead to a lot of stuff. A
Yeah,
lot
that
of
shit can
stuff.
cause detriment and it can lead to a lot of bad, vices in the future. And y'all wonder why the fucking generation is so fucked up because y'all think it's cute or y'all think it's funny, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I go so hard every time I see some shit like that because don't get me wrong, not everybody condones that shit, but there is people out there that condone it thinking this shit is funny. I seen a little girl, they had a little girl, I want to say about a year ago.
Mm.
I don't know if her mother was a stripper or whatever, but they had a stripper pole installed in their home. And the
Okay.
little girl, no more than probably 5, 6 fucking years old, doing aerobics on a fucking stripper pole. Like, it's sick. That shit is sick. You know what I'm saying? But like I said,
Yeah.
it's getting to the point where they don't even think shit is like the shit is funny. Cause some think it's funny, but it's more like they think it's cute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
and even with the parenting thing, right? If the parent believes that in some way
mhm,
is, if they don't see anything wrong with that, like you said, they're going to not only condone it, but they're going to congratulate it, right? They're going to celebrate it, which then
mhm,
makes the kid think, oh, I'm making mom proud by doing this. And then they continue doing it when, and that causes long term effects for
on
sure.
God. On God. And that's why like I don't like shit like that, fam, because I love kids. I got siblings and shit. Listen, any child on this planet, they don't know they don't know any better just yet. So it's up to us to lead by example. And you doing that shit gonna cause them to grow up either fucked up or they not gonna have any common sense of what's right and what's wrong. Or you're just, you're basically leading them down the wrong path that can cause them to have a pretty bad life and a quick one at that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
y'all
Steve.
y'all exploiting these kids. And that's why I had to clarify that not everything is funny. Don't get me wrong, sense of humor does exist, but it's to a certain extent. Like for real. Like there's a difference between, laughing at, everyday struggles versus laughing at what you putting on to an innocent child that doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
You know, that can lead somebody into shit. Now, I know you can't protect kids from everything. Kids when they, think about when they come up, thinking about what's funny and what's not funny. Like I said, that's up to the parents, to what to expose to your kids. Because I know when I was a kid, my parents tried their best, especially my mother. But one thing I was always taught growing up was just don't do what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like be your own person. Don't be a follower, don't be a copycat. You know, do like I said, just do you. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
So yeah, man.
I feel like with kids too, what's so crazy about it, and I only really understood this after my youngest brother and my baby cousin specifically. Them two like inspire me all the time because
Mhm.
kids are they're the they're everything. They're the potential, they're the future, they're the present. Like they're literally what can continue this world and on. They're going to be what, that it's our legacy, it's our family, it goes, it's everything. So
Mm-hmm.
the decisions you the decisions that make up your life when a kid is involved, it's not just you anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's it's way deeper than that, and it's a shame that not everyone acknowledges that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when they have the responsibility, some people don't handle it in the same way that others do. So I feel like me and you, we're blessed to have people in our lives that actually did
Mm-hmm.
go out of their way to give us those conversations and to make sure we went the right path.
Yeah.
Um, because now we can talk about it like this, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
those same kids that might not be getting that conversation, we can help and share our
Yeah. We
story. It's deep.
right. We can, be an influence. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
That's what it's
parents out
about.
here. There's parents out here that already, depend on media anyway to raise their kids. So
Yeah,
if we sharing, real shit like this, and kids is watching, then maybe, like I said, kids are smart nowadays. Maybe they'll be able to understand and actually carry that mentality with them. So, being inspirational, you know, it's a good thing, but you got to have a positive effect in order to actually be inspirational. You know,
yeah.
because when you inspiring somebody to do some negative shit, then technically you're not inspirational. You know what I'm saying? You
I
just
mean, you can be a negative influence. That is literally a thing.
yeah, and there's a negative influence, but inspirational. Like I'm talking about, like in my opinion, inspiration has to come from something positive. A negative influence, is something that's like basically in the same sector, just on the opposite end. Like for example, those women or those parents that raise their kids, expose them to the wrong shit, or if they doing something in their lives, parents that shouldn't be fucking parents, they got the wrong shit going in their lives, whether they're criminals or whatever, they not trying to better themselves. It's a negative influence, but it's not inspiration. In my opinion, that's just how I look at it. That's my perspective of what inspiration really is.
Mm,
But, you know, like I said, but that all falls down to how we perceive things,
that's how we see
as human
things.
beings. Yeah.
We
And I'm
use we
blind as shit.
use we use dark humor as the root, but this episode is
Mhm.
about a lot of different things. It went all over the
De-
place.
Definitely, but it was about a lot of things, but it was definitely about that one thing that always matters, perspective, and how we look at things. And I feel like sometimes we take perspective, too far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So I feel like, people nowadays at least got to have morals as far as, their perspective and consideration of, how, you know, like basically just consideration as far as like how you can actually at least logicalize or, defending your point of view. Because if you're just doing shit just to be doing it, then you're basically just a fucking idiot, just wandering and just existing.
thank
Because
you, Parrish.
everything you do has to have a like you just have to you got everything has to be a purpose. Like that's
Yeah,
what
real
we
real
live in.
talk, real talk. Like now, yeah, life's too short. Honestly, life's too short. Got too many
Hmm.
goals. Got too many things to look forward to let literally any second or any minute go by,
Right.
and have it be wasted. Time is my most valuable asset.
That's
So
right.
make sure that you use it wisely. But just how you should use time wisely, we used our time wisely
Hmm.
recording this episode. And I think with that, that will be episode 4, sir. Any last words for the viewers?
Shit, I could have sworn that was this episode 3, but
This episode, look, leave me alone, okay? Math isn't my strong suit.
but yes, I would love to say this to the viewers. I always like to be humble. Jalen and I will always like to be humble and always thank y'all for watching, no matter what. And we really hope, for the people out there that learned something, we really appreciate y'all. You know, really take time to actually think about the things that you do before you do it, because that shit can take a toll on you, whether it's temporarily and in most cases permanently. So, really think before you speak, think before you act, just think in general. And as far as the dark humor, like I said to all my folks that loves them some dark humor, like I said, just keep smiling, keep laughing at the shit. You may get dimples like me, but but well, like I said, bro, this is should have been Ken. Like I said, me and my guy Jalen, like we gonna keep doing this shit, and who knows what the next topic will be. We gonna call that the mystery episode.
Yeah, it's
So
all random from here on out. There ain't no more planning. We just gonna be talking.
we just
So
gonna be talking, bro. So thank you so much, Jalen. Like I said,
thank
thank you to
you.
all the viewers, and we'll see y'all next time. Stay tuned.
Adios.